Hey everybody, it has been a minute since I've last recorded anything, and a couple reasons for that. Part of it is just I personally got tired of posting these videos. I mean, I'd get one body part, one pain fixed, and then something else would show up, and just this continuance, I don't know. I mean, it's continually improving, but the fact that I would still not be perfect, I don't know, it still would not be pain-free. The pain would just move around. It's getting frustrating. It's been a minute, it's been a while, and with all that, I'm getting frustrated. For example, pre-COVID, I was able to bench, like I was able to bench press pretty heavy weight, and then we found out I had, tears in both of my pec minors or pec majors. Got that treated, and my bench went up. And I got stronger. I almost got up to 300 pounds. Nothing, world setting, but it was strong for me. It was heavy for me. And that was pre-COVID. And then I saw Fullerton, and he actually treated something, and then I can't remember what. It's been a blur because that's like 3 years ago. But then this shoulder, my left shoulder, got really weak. Like I couldn't bench press. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't lift. And it was very frustrating. And so then, went to the well again, and I saw Dr. Fullerton, and he treated all kinds of damage. It was my pec major and my serratus and my lat, all issues here. And that was actually very helpful. This sucker seems pretty bulletproof right now. But after having my left shoulder fixed, suddenly my right shoulder was super weak. Like in recovering from getting this treated, went back to, the gym and just tried bench pressing the bar and stuff. And perfect. Left shoulder, perfectly fine. Right shoulder suddenly really hurt. Like I couldn't even bench press the bar. And I still can't, I can't even do a push-up. It didn't get better or anything. And it's, I've seen Dr. Fullerton for this, for diagnostic, and it's the part of where the bicep, long head tendon, I think attaches to the pec. It's not actually the pec. It's, more shoulder, arm. So for some reason, I've gone from being able to bench press almost 300 pounds to not even being able to do a push-up. And this is while I'm getting better and healthier. The pains that I had, I don't have anymore. But now I'm suddenly less functional. It's been very frustrating. It's very confusing. And then I've expressed this to Dr. Fullerton, and he kind of agrees. I mean, the reason why Dr. Fullerton does what he does is this is what he told me. I'm paraphrasing, but he wants to fix people. He wants to help people. He's in it for helping, not in it for the money. That's why he'll spend 5 hours working on me. Anyway, and he's getting frustrated, I think, as well. But he thinks something slightly different might help. And what is different is the modality of the treatment. He suggested that we not do PRP that we have been doing over the years, but instead, I might mess up this. I think it's called hydrodissection of the nerve. And so essentially, what it's different. PRP, helps the body rebuild damaged tissue, but what he thinks might be what the ultrasound and stuff seems to show is that with my neck, because I still have this referral pain in my back, which I think stems from stuff going on here from the injury that I had in wrestling, that it's a nerve entrapment. So there's a nerve here that's trapped, and that's causing the referral pains. And he also definitely found some, the nerve down here was also entrapped. And so we are going to try this different treatment. It's not PRP. It's under ultrasound guidance. He's going to inject, I think just a like sugar water, sucrose water around the nerve, and apparently that will help. So that is what he is suggesting. That's what he's wanting to do, and he also likes it in the fact that a benefit is that it is cheaper than the PRP injections. I am as nervous as all get out though, because it's new, it's different, and I'm worried that it won't work. I have doubts, I'm uncertain, and this is requiring a bit of faith in Dr. Fullerton. And you would think that after 10 years of him continually helping me, that I would have this faith in him, but it's still scary to me. It's I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try it, because they could potentially be the answer. So I'm really hopeful. So we're today, instead of treating damaged tissue, we're gonna try and do something to help the nerve work properly. So hopefully I can get Dr. Fullerton to talk about it a little bit and explain a little bit of how it works and stuff. We'll see. So wish me luck. It's Adam from the future. Just when I was editing the video, I noticed that there wasn't really a good explanation of what Dr. Fullerton was actually doing, and that is called hydrodissection. Basically what happens is you have a fascia, and the nerves are between these planes of fascia, and with injuries or whatever, the fascia gets sticky, the fascia gets stuck, and gets stuck together. And so when the body moves, these planes of fascia don't glide like they should. There's some sticking points, and those sticking points, they pull and yank on the nerves, and that can cause pain. So what happens is the doctor will, under ultrasound guidance, he'll take a needle and he'll inject essentially sugar water around where the planes of fascia are stuck, and that'll break it up. And Dr. Fullerton actually even uses a very tiny bit of corticosteroid, which is very different from what he wants with PRP, because PRP is regenerative. You don't want something that's catabolic, and you want something that's anabolic. But in this situation, you want the tissue to not grow back. You want to keep whatever that sticking point between the fascia to not be there. So he actually even includes a little bit of a corticosteroid in his sugar solution that's injected there. And so once those planes of fascia get moving correctly, the nerve just sits there. And in the next part of the video, you will see Dr. Fullerton talking about what he sees on ultrasound with the before and after with either my shoulder or my neck, whichever body part he happened to be looking at.
There that appears periodically. So as I externally rotate your shoulder, it's kind of going in, rotating out, see it gets drugged that way.
I'll take your word for it.
And that, and whoop. That's musculocutaneous nerve. And then here it is after we loosen that, and it's just kind of
moving like it should.
It's just
staying. Or not moving like it should, I guess.
It's just kind of floating in place.
Everything else is moving around like it should, so it doesn't get drug around.
There you go. Yeah.
There you go. Everything else is gliding, so it doesn't get caught.
Yeah, so like the movement here's more fluid, and here. So, yeah.
Very cool.
So there's you can see a little bit of the nerve is passing into that fascial plane right there. Which, even that fascial plane is it's moving differently than here. This thing's tauter. It's like,
Wow.
So, let's get rid of this split. That was the last time. We want that. There we went. So we went where we were looking before is over here, so we came more towards the midline. And the little pectoral nerves run through deep to the pec major there. So we're trying to loosen that fascial plane up. So there's one, there's another.
As long as you want to do the surface of Jupiter.
Yeah, exactly.
Or
So
Saturn.
you're trying to drive the fluid separate out. And it was after those that you were able to come back up on the push-up. So this
Very
one's
cool.
going to be way too hard to see. It's a little tiny nerve that I know I'm close to, but you can't quite see the nerve.
Is that white line the needle?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the needle tip's here,
Mhm,
and I'm
mhm,
trying
mhm.
to separate this part of the muscle from this because
Okay.
the nerve's traveling through that.
Okay.
But it's a little tiny nerve.
Very delicate.
Yeah. So this is even a smaller needle.
What gauge?
That's a 27 gauge.
Oh. Okay.
So, but anyway, we freed it up as it courses through this over to. Let's see, was that the closest? No, this is the closest. Yeah, here's the C5 nerve root. And it comes off of that, and it was really obscured traveling through that. So I'm just trying to loosen up this white fibrous stuff here.
Okay.
So that's the hardest part to
The
get going.
very
But then
end.
I should have saved a clip showing what the nerve, you could follow the nerve easier through that whole fascial plane because there's fluid all around it, but I didn't
Right.
save one of those. But we may need to do that again, because it's like we loosen a little bit if it reduces your symptoms some,
Yeah.
but they kind of plateau in terms of their improvement. Maybe they return some, but not all the way as bad as they were
Okay,
before. Then
so
we may
this-
to loosen it more,
Okay.
right?
Okay. Good to know.
Because
Because I didn't know that.
Because this nerve root is, as soon as it comes out of the foramina, it goes sharply forward. So it's like
It's really
the muscles around
stuck.
it are too tight,
Mhm.
and they're dragging it. So, but if we loosen all that, you may be able to then loosen it on your own as you
Right,
just
right.
move, right? So we may not need to do it again. But
Sweet.
Yeah.
So yeah, just finished the hydrodissection. That is the term. And it's very different from PRP in terms of recovery time because there is no recovery time. Apparently I could go do jujitsu right now. Like there's no downtime or anything. Very different from the PRP. So I feel a little weird. Like I have a Band-Aid here because apparently I was leaking a little. But I feel like I have some fluid, which is what I have, here and also here. But other than that, perfectly normal, fine. A little strange. So now I'm gonna do the nice 3-hour drive back up to my hometown, Dallas. So it's hard to believe that PRP sessions with Dr. Fullerton tend to take like 4 to 5 hours. And this, started honestly probably around 1 and now it's 2:30. So 90 minutes, way less time, and there's no downtime at all. So they had me book another appointment because apparently sometimes one thing you do not want with this treatment is regrowth of the tissue and stuff that might gum things up and keep things, sticky. So sometimes another treatment is needed. So I have a follow-up treatment for that. So it's a little different than PRP, where it's one and done. But I'm excited. I'm really interested to see how this works with my, I'm gonna try and go do bench press and stuff like this tomorrow at the gym or something like that. So anyway, hydrodissection, that's a new thing. I'm gonna see how this feels. All right, bye.